We are following some breaking news from California, where former Stanford University swimmer Brock Turner has been released from jail after only serving half of a 6-month sentence. The now 21-year-old was convicted of sexually assaulting an unconscious, intoxicated woman behind a dumpster on campus last year. Critics have slammed the judge's decision, calling Turner's sentence laughable and extremely light. Well, CBS News correspondent John Blackstone is in San Jose. So Turner just walked out of jail not too long ago. Half of his 6-month sentence. Is this a matter of overcrowding or good behavior? Why did he get out so early?
This is a standard in county jail here, with half time off basically for good behavior in the county jail. So Brock Turner served just 3 months of that 6-month sentence, and that 6-month sentence, of course, was already being widely criticized as being too short. Now, Turner left the jail just after 6 o'clock here this morning through a crowd of reporters and others who'd gathered here. He said nothing as he climbed into a white car and sped away. He's now been seen from news helicopters heading north towards San Francisco, perhaps to San Francisco International Airport, perhaps into the city to see an attorney or something like that. But he's expected to go from here soon back to his home in Ohio, and there he's going to have to register as a sex offender. Here in California, the fallout from this case continues. The attacks continue against Judge Aaron Persky, who is the sentencing judge. There's a major effort to recall him, and demonstrators are expected here later this morning pushing that recall effort.
I want to talk a little bit about the judge, but first, he's going to go back to Ohio, register as a sex offender. He's not going back to Stanford. I mean, his life is going to be changed radically moving forward.
Absolutely. He was expelled from Stanford after this incident. He was a swimmer there, an athlete. He's now been expelled from Stanford. He's not going back there. And as a registered sex offender, his life is going to be entirely different than he expected it would be. So certainly the punishment has not ended for Brock Turner, but the searing letter that was written by his victim who remains anonymous, that very emotional letter has made this a focus clearly nationally on sexual assault. Turner apparently left the jail here with a sack of hate mail that had been delivered to the jail addressed to him. So we could see the emotions that have been raised by this case, certainly.
Certainly. And has there been any other fallout? You're right about that letter from the victim. It certainly added fuel to a national conversation about sexual assault on college campuses. In California, has anybody started to really look at changing the laws or adjusting the laws?
Well, in fact, the law has been changed. At least it's a new law here is waiting for the governor's signature. Lawmakers this week passed a law that would require prison time, take away a judge's discretion to give probation for a sexual assault of an unconscious victim. The law here in California, the loophole in the law here in California was that if violence was used in a sexual assault, then prison time was necessary. But if the victim was unconscious, then prison time wasn't mandatory. That has been changed in a law that was passed this week, in a bill that was passed this week. That law has now gone to Governor Jerry Brown. He has 30 days to sign it into law.
And I just want to ask you quickly about the Judge Persky. He's obviously been under fire ever since he handed down that 6-month sentence, and now he's no longer listening to criminal cases.
He asked to be removed from criminal cases, put onto a civil calendar only, handling now only civil cases. That has not satisfied those who are protesting against him, those who want him recalled. They say, look, in civil court, there are certainly cases in civil court that involve women's rights, perhaps domestic abuse cases, such things as that, and certainly Judge Persky's critics say he cannot be trusted to judge these cases fairly.
All right.
On the other side, we should say that many law professors have come to the judge's defense and said that it's an attack on the rule of law, this effort to remove him.
That's interesting. John Blackstone, thank you so much.